Now, let's continue to talk about the color blue. Azul in Espanol, turquoise. So we're going to talk about blue and turquoise. This is different than the indigo that is found in West Africa, though deriving from a different variation of the indigo plant that we will see in Central and South America, specifically in the Yucatan Peninsula. And we know that the Yucatan Peninsula is the southern Arabic people, the Joktan or the Khatan Arabs. The Khatan Arabs are the founders of the Hammerite dynasty, where you begin to see Sheba or Seba, Arabic people, whom are known to be the people of the book in the Quran, who worship the sun goddess Shamshu, Samshu, which is seen as the sun, Sun, of righteousness in Micah 4 and 2. This is the feminine derivation of the word sun in Hebrew, which is Shamash. It's essential to know that Shamshu was not only worshipped in the Levant, Mesopotamia, Canaan, Israel, but Shams, Shams, the female sun goddess, went by that name in Arabia, where these Joktan Arabic people and these Sabine Arabic people, whom are descendants of Shem, who shares the same root as Shams, began to go into southern Arabia, southern Yemen, Australia, because Australia also means south, as well as coming into South America to found ancient Peru. When we begin to look at the root of Peru, this is going to lead us to Ophir, and we see that Ophir is also in the genealogy of Shem. And Ophir has a brother by the name of Havilah, and Havilah is going to be where you get the land of gold in the Garden of Eden. The name Ophir in Hebrew literally means gold. Ophir has the root of PHR, which is the Hebraic root of the word Pharaoh. The smaller root of that is Parah. Parah is going to be the root of Ephraim, meaning to multiply, to be fruitful, which is the commandment of the good earth in Genesis 1 and 28. Parah or Paray in Middle Egyptian is the root of Pharaoh. So Ophir is going to be the long-haired, because Paray in Hebrew means long-haired. So Ophir is going to be the long-haired pharaohs that is seen in Peru, but he is also going to be the long-haired pharaohs that is ruling ancient Egypt at that time, while the ziggurats are in ancient Peru and then seen in ancient Egypt and ancient Mesopotamia, coming out of the Assyrians. The Assyrians is going to come out of Asher. Therefore, we have made the historical assertion that the ships coming from 6000 BC out of the Levantine region into South America is due to these Joktan Arabs, these Shabim Arabs, Ophir, Havilah, leaving Mesopotamia, going into Egypt, going in, leaving South Arabia, South Yemen, going into Australia as the Aborigine Australians. These are also going to be your Melanesian and your Polynesian people coming out of Peleg, PLG. Peleg's name root is going to be also PHLE, which is flag. He is the progenitor of the flagship with the root of his name. LG literally means sailing. Peleg also is going to be seen as P-E-L. The ancient Philistines are also seen as P-E-L. These are a few of the people who were the original branch of the sea peoples. These are seafaring peoples also coming into become the Aztecians, which would be a branch of the Philistines and the Babylonians who are in relation to one another. They are going to be where you begin to see the blood sacrifices and human sacrifices due to being a Hamitic trait. And then once again, when we begin to see these ziggurats, or they look like pyramids but with steps on them, this is going to be birthed out of Asher. Asher came out of Babylon, but Asher is a Semitic person, where you begin to get the Assyrians. The name of the Yucatan Peninsula, as we have already stated, comes out of Joktan or Khatan, who was the purest branch of the southern Arabian people. And so wherever you see the south, that's southern Arabia, southern Yemen, and we've already ascertained that Australia in Latin means south, and then you have South America. We've stated that the pharaohs of these Assyrian birthed nation are going to be Ophir, and the land of gold is not only going to be seen in Niger, but also in Peru alongside Havilah. So when we begin to look at the origins of this azul and this turquoise of the Mayan people, it is birthed out of the southern Arabic people. They have the same paternal ancestors as the Negroid people. Yet, when you begin to look at the Bantu or the Negroid nations, they more so use the indigo. And then you see some using both because they have the same paternal ancestor but different maternal ancestors. Both of these shades, all of these shades of blue were used, bless you, to represent the womb, the chaotic womb of creation, which is equated to Benai or understanding in the Hebraic sense. This is going to be Tiamat in ancient Sumer, or Tahom, which means deep or abyss in Hebrew, and that same root is Tem, which is going to be another name of Atem in Egypt. This is how you begin to find the same gods under different names and the same epithets in different regions where these same people group were ruling at the same time. So when you see something similar in Africa that looks like it was in the Americas as well, not only do we have to understand that Pangea was of an existence, we also had to know that we've always sailed by boats and traveled and broken up so that we can be able to go to different regions based on the weather at that point. That's why we were semi-nomadic people. We moved by foot, and then we would become sedentary whenever there was famine, warfare, so on and so forth. And then we would use this indigo, these turquoise, these azul, in order to do fertility rituals as well as use them for protection. The color blue was reminiscent of the throne of El, equating the throne of El with the womb or the matrix of the woman that gives birth as the travailing woman, whom birthed out the 12 nations of Ishmael. May peace be upon him, and the 12 nations of Israel, equating to the 24 elders before the split of the Solomonic dynasty. And also when you begin to look at Ophir, Ophir's root will begin the same as Ephir, who is the son of Abraham, constituting the Hebrew and the Hebraic people. This is the color blue in Semitic thought.